Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. I'm your host, Josh Davis, also known as Crash. Today is Monday, March 13th, 2023, and I am here to go over today's 7-game NBA slate. If you're new to the channel, if you would hit the like button and then hit subscribe. After you've done those two things, if you would hit the alarm bell, that will let you know when our newest podcast has gone live. If you're new to DFS Coach Talk, you can join us at dfscoachtalk.com. We have memberships that start as low as $3 for 3 days. We also have our March Madness special right now. What you want to do, if you're on Twitter, go to DM Coach at DFS Coach Talk and just let them know you want to join up for the March Madness special. And you can join us for $19 for the rest of the month. So we love to have you join us. DFS Coach Talk is a very encouraging, very family-friendly environment in our Discord, so we hope to see you soon. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into tonight's game, a 7-game slate. First game, we've got the Indiana Pacers at the Detroit Pistons. It starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Pacers are favored by 3.5. We've got a 226.5 over-under in this game. And there's a lot of injuries. We've got Buddy Hield questionable, Tyrese Halliburton out, Benedict Mathurin out, TJ McConnell out, Miles Turner out. And then on the Pistons, Marvin Bagley out, Bogdanovich out, Burks out, Diallo out, Jaden Ivey out, and Isaiah Stewart out. So needless to say, there is plenty of value on this slate because of this game. So you've got for the Pacers, Andrew Nembhard, Buddy Hield if he plays, Chris Duarte, Aaron Naismith, Isaiah Jackson. On the Pistons, Killian Hayes, Rodney Magruder, Isaiah Livers, Amani Omarui, and James Wiseman. In this game, there's several plays that I like. This is one of my top games on the slate. Very high owned. That's the only thing. If you're playing cash, this is the game you want to target. If you're playing GPPs, you could probably grab one or two guys from this game, but I wouldn't go too heavy because of the ownership. So you've got Andrew Nembhard for the Pacers. He's $5,000 on DraftKings, $4,900 on FanDuel, $13 on Yahoo. He had 34.8 DraftKings points against Detroit on Saturday. Detroit's allowed the second most fantasy points to point guards this year. Very high owned, 37.8 on DraftKings, 54.4 on FanDuel, and 30% on Yahoo. Then you have Isaiah Jackson. He'll probably be one of the highest projected owned players. Right now, he is on both FanDuel and Yahoo, the highest projected owned, and the third highest on DraftKings. He's $4,600 on DraftKings and FanDuel, $13 on Yahoo with Miles Turner out. Really good value play. He had 43.8 DraftKings points against Detroit on Saturday. Then you have his backup, Jalen Smith. $4,700 on both DraftKings and FanDuel. He's $11 on Yahoo. He had 37.3 DraftKings points against Detroit Saturday, 46.8 the game before that, which was on October 22nd. And then if Hield is out, you got more value in Chris Duarte. He's $4,200 on DraftKings, $4,400 on FanDuel, $10 on Yahoo. Like I said, Buddy Hield is questionable, so if he's out, he's definitely in play. Obviously, people are assuming he's out right now because he's at 51.9% on DraftKings, 46.4% on FanDuel, and 22.6% on Yahoo. Then we go to the other side. Once again, very chalky. Projected highest owned player on the slate on DraftKings or on Yahoo, I believe, is Killian Hayes. Sorry, on DraftKings. Yeah, he is the highest projected owned on DraftKings. I guess I messed it up earlier. So he's the highest projected owned on DraftKings. He's $5,700 on DraftKings, $6,400 on FanDuel, $20 on Yahoo. Had 49 DraftKings points against the Pacers on Saturday. 57.7% owned on DraftKings, 45.7% on FanDuel, and 37% on Yahoo. Then you have Jalen Duren, who's backing up James Wiseman, but I do like him coming off the bench. He had 36.8 DraftKings points on Saturday in that matchup with the Pacers, and he's actually outscored James Wiseman Saturday as well. So he's $4,900 on DraftKings, $5,600 on FanDuel, $18 on Yahoo Ownership's not bad. 12.4 on DraftKings, 7.8 on FanDuel, and 0.8 on Yahoo. You have Isaiah Livers, 5,300 on DraftKings, 4,900 on FanDuel, $12 on Yahoo. Had 39.5 DraftKings points on Saturday, 17.8% owned on DraftKings, 31.5 on FanDuel, and 38.6 on Yahoo. So like I said, this is a very high-owned game all across the board. You've got Eugene Omorui, who's starting for Marvin Bagley, who's out. You've got him at 3,800 on DraftKings, 4,400 on FanDuel, and $10 on Yahoo. 33.5% on DraftKings, 20.4% on FanDuel. And get this, only 6.4% on Yahoo. So good value play here, especially on Yahoo, where he's only 6% owned. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the chat, see if we've got any questions. If Hield is out, yeah, I think that, yeah, definitely Duarte. Yeah. I got you now. I follow you. Yeah, if Hield plays, probably not as, sold on Duarte. I think, let me see if I remember this correctly. He didn't do that much on Saturday with Hield playing, so I would probably only consider him if Hield is out. Let me see real quick here. So the last game on Saturday, he only had 14.5 DraftKings points in 33 minutes. So even if Hield plays, that's a little concerning that he only had that few fantasy points in 33 minutes of action. That's a little concerning. So he could be a fade as a tournament play for sure if Hield's out. All right, so let's see here. Oh, you like him? Okay, cool. Thank you, Juggakushti. You probably know. Are you a fan of him from college, or what gives you that inclination as far as liking him more than Livers? All right, next game, we've got the Timberwolves at the Hawks. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. The Hawks are favored by 5.5. It has a 244.5 over/under, tied with the Kings and the Bucks for the highest over/under on the slate. For the Timberwolves, you have Rudy Gobert questionable, Austin Rivers questionable, Jalen Noel and Karl-Anthony Towns out. Bogdan Bogdanović looks like he is going to be questionable, possibly. He did go through shoot around. Okay, so he should be in. Yeah, so for the where'd that information go? Okay, lineups. All right, so you got Mike Conley for the Timberwolves. You got Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Kyle Anderson, and Rudy Gobert if he plays. If not, Naz Reid will come into play, obviously. Then for the Hawks, Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, and Clint Capella. Very simple. The only play I like in this game as of right now. Now, like I said, if Rudy Gobert sits, then it will bring Naz Reid into play. But right now, Trae Young, 9,400 on DraftKings, 9,900 on FanDuel, $38 on Yahoo. The Timberwolves have allowed the 8th most fantasy points to point guards this year. He's getting a decent amount of ownership, 26.9% on DraftKings, 16.3% on FanDuel, and 28% on Yahoo. Not a bad pay-up option for Trae Young here, but that's about it. Next game, we've got Memphis Grizzlies at the Dallas Mavericks, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Memphis is favored by 1, has a 224.5 over/under. The big news here is that Luka Doncic is out. Kyrie Irving is questionable. And then, of course, Ja Morant, who knows if he's even going to play anytime soon with that whole fiasco. And then Steven Adams, Jake LaRavia, and Vince Williams are out for the Grizzlies. All right, so Tyus Jones, Desmond Bane, Dylan Brooks, Jaren Jackson, Xavier Tillman for the Grizzlies. For the Mavericks, Jaden Hardy, Kyrie Irving if he plays, Josh Green, Reggie Bullock, and Dwight Powell. This game I like, two of the higher owned players. I mean, two of the higher price players on this slate. Not slate, matchup. All right, so Desmond Bane, 8,400 on DraftKings, 8,500 on FanDuel, $30 on Yahoo. He had 45.3 DraftKings points against the Mavericks. These teams just played each other on Saturday. 15.8% on DraftKings, 19% on FanDuel, and 24.4% on Yahoo. Only play I like on Memphis. Tyus Jones, I know a lot of people are probably going to look at him, but to me, he's just a little bit overpriced. We're not getting the value that we were on him earlier. So at 7,500, I'm not going to pay that. Tim Hardaway Jr. is in another good spot. If Kyrie Irving is out again, same thing with Jaden Hardy. Start with Hardaway, 6,400 on DraftKings, 5,800 on FanDuel, $21 on Yahoo. Hardaway had 38 DraftKings points against the Grizzlies on Saturday. He's 8.9% on DraftKings, 23.6% on FanDuel, and 14.4% on Yahoo. Then we have Jaden Hardy. If Kyrie Irving is out, really nice value play here. 4,000 on DraftKings, 4,500 on FanDuel, and $10 on Yahoo. His ownership's very low right now, but that's just strictly based on Kyrie Irving not being ruled out. So if he's ruled out, Jaden Hardy's definitely in play. Same thing with Josh Green, 4,800 on DraftKings, 4,700 on FanDuel, $12 on Yahoo. He had 41 DraftKings points Saturday, only 1.6% on DraftKings, 5.2% on FanDuel, 4.8% on Yahoo. Next game, 7:30 p.m. Eastern as well. The Utah Jazz at the Miami Heat. Miami is favored by 8, has a 226 over under. For the Jazz, looks like Jordan Clarkson and Colin Sexton are both out. A lot of people are probably going to look at Chris Dunn. I don't like the matchup for him, so I'm not going to go there. Looks like Caleb Martin will play for the Heat, and Duncan Robinson is questionable. Cody Zeller is out. And then for the Jazz, their starting lineup, Talen Horton-Tucker, Ochai Agbaji, Lauri Markkanen, Kelly Olynyk, Walker Kessler. Then for the Heat, Kyle Lowry's back, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love, and Bam Adebayo. No plays on the Jazz that I really like. It's a tough matchup defensively. The Heat are really good, so I don't really like any of the Jazz. The only play I'm honestly looking at on the Heat side even is Tyler Hero on DraftKings at 6,900. I think it's a little cheap. Same thing on Yahoo, where he's only $25. As far as ownership, he's 16.2% on DraftKings and 11.6% on Yahoo. Next game, Boston Celtics at the Houston Rockets at 8 p.m. Eastern. Boston is favored by 12.5. The heaviest favorite on the slate is a 231.5 over under. Peyton Pritchard, Robert Williams, and Danilo Gallinari are out for the Celtics. And then Alperen Sengun looks like he is probable now. He was questionable. Now he's probable, so he should play. Doesn't matter to me. I'm going to keep this short. I'm fading this game completely. I think Boston wins comfortably, and I'm just not going to go there. So we can move on to the late slate. We've got 2 games late at 10 p.m. Eastern. The first game is going to be the Phoenix Suns at the Golden State Warriors. Phoenix, actually, no. Golden State is favored by 4.5. They're just so much better at home. That's why. So they're favored by 4.5, 236 over under. For the Suns, of course, Durant's still out. Landry Shamet's out. And then for the Warriors, you've got Andrew Wiggins is still out. Gary Payton II's out. Draymond Green is listed as probable. Andre Iguodala is also probable. And Jonathan Kuminga is questionable. So there's a chance that he could play. Right now, you've got the projected starting lineup: Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Josh Okogie, Torrey Craig, DeAndre Ayton for Phoenix, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Dante DiVincenzo, Jonathan Kuminga, if he's able to play, and Draymond Green. In this game, what I'm looking at is Devin Booker. He's been on fire, averaging 57.2 DraftKings points in his last 5 games. He's a top 3 pay-up option on this slate, in my opinion. He's 10-1 on DraftKings, 10-7 on FanDuel, $40 on Yahoo. The Warriors have allowed the 5th most fantasy points to shooting guards this year. He's at 12.1% on DraftKings, 8.3% on FanDuel, and 21.6% on Yahoo. So not getting a ton of ownership, but he's definitely one of my top pay-up options. Then on the flip side, of course, Steph Curry, 10-4 on DraftKings and FanDuel, $42 on Yahoo. He's averaged 51.1 DraftKings points in 3 games against Phoenix this year. He did have a 74 fantasy point game a couple matchups ago. He's 5.2% on DraftKings, 8.3% on FanDuel, and 21.6%. That's his heaviest ownership on Yahoo. And that is it. Let me check the chat again. Let's see here. First of all, Stacks, what's going on, man? I noticed you changed your name from Stacks Money 77 to just Stacks. So just an observation I made. Doug L, how's it going? Charlie, what's up? Skylar, good to have you here. It's been a while since I've seen you, man. King of all trades. Yeah, Monday night slate vibes. Absolutely. Double D, Jugga Kushti, and I think that might be everybody. Rose, how's it going, man? Yeah, an Emerson Baby Gap shirt. What's up, man? All right, so last game of the night. This game has, like I said, it's tied with the Memphis. No. Tied with Minnesota, Atlanta for the highest over/under. We've talked about this a lot with Sacramento. They just get in some really high-scoring, fast-paced games. I expect the same thing tonight, especially if Giannis doesn't play. They just, these teams just go up and down the court. So, all right, so you've got Sacramento is favored. No, Milwaukee's favored, actually. Okay, I thought Sacramento would be favored. They're playing really good ball, and they're at home. And I don't think they've lost there in like 10 games or something. They have a really good winning streak at home. Anyway, so Milwaukee's favored by 2, has a 244.5 over/under. For the Bucks, the big news is that Giannis is questionable. I don't think he's going to play. For the most part this year, whenever he's been listed as questionable, he's been ruled out. Joe Ingles was already ruled out, and Wesley Matthews, he's not really been part of much of the rotation, really, but looks like he might play. So for the Bucks, Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen, Chris Middleton, Giannis, I don't think he's going to play. I think we can go ahead and pencil in Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, and then for the Kings, De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, and Domantas Sabonis. Like I said, the Kings have been in some really high-scoring games. I think this game definitely will be higher scoring than Minnesota-Atlanta. We'll see what happens, but that's my prediction. I think this is the game to own on the slate. The ownership's not there, which is very surprising to me. Drew Holiday is averaging 46.3 DraftKings points without Giannis in the lineup. He had 46.8 against them with Giannis in the lineup on December 7th. He's 8,900 on DraftKings, 8,700 on FanDuel, and $32 on Yahoo. Chris Middleton, I like as well. He's a little expensive. He's 8,200 on DraftKings, 7,800 on FanDuel, $28 on Yahoo. He had 37.8 DraftKings points against the Warriors on Saturday. My favorite spot for him is on Yahoo, where he's $28. The Kings have allowed the second most fantasy points to small forwards this year. And also with Joe Ingles being out, I think that bumps Middleton as well, because he likes to play that backup point guard role, and Ingles has been, playing that role more of late. So I definitely like Middleton even more with Ingles out. This is all, of course, assuming that Giannis is out, which I'm pretty sure he will be. Brook Lopez, 7,400 on DraftKings, 8,200 on FanDuel, $26 on Yahoo. He's averaged 40.9 DraftKings points in his last 10 games. He's 0.1% on all 3 sites. So if you're looking for a center around the 8K price range or cheaper on DraftKings, and then only $26 on Yahoo, I think he's a great option. A lot of people are going to be going to Isaiah Jackson and Jalen Smith, and those are fine plays, but their ownership's just, way too high. So if you want to go to a tournament, I think Brook Lopez is a really nice play. I also like Bobby Portis. Like I said, I think that Giannis is going to be out. He's 7,100 7,100 on DraftKings, 7,000 on FanDuel, and $19 on Yahoo. Again, 0.1% ownership on all 3 sites. He's averaged 35.8 DraftKings points per game without Giannis. And then for the Kings, Domantas Sabonis is 9,800 on DraftKings, 10,000 on FanDuel, $41 on Yahoo. Bobby Portis isn't as good of a defender inside. He had 51.5 DraftKings points against the Bucks on December 7th, and that was with Giannis playing, so he could probably get closer to 60 fantasy points tonight. He's 15.6% on DraftKings, 14.6 on FanDuel, and 15.2 on Yahoo. Kevin Herr's another play that I like. He's had a couple down games after he was on that hot streak, which was to be expected, but he's just the kind of guy that gives the Bucks trouble. He's 5,900 or 5,500 on DraftKings, 6,200 on FanDuel, $19 on Yahoo, 1.9% on DraftKings, 0.7% on FanDuel, and 0.1 on Yahoo. So that is the 7-game slate. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chat before we look at the PrizePicks plays. Yeah, I like Sabonis quite a bit more than De'Aaron Fox. If we look, let me look at these numbers. I looked at this earlier. Against the Bucks, so for a good sample size, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games against the Bucks. He's only averaged 34.6 DraftKings points against the Bucks, and he's had 22.5 on December 7th when they played this year. So I think it's a bad matchup for De'Aaron Fox. All right, so PrizePicks. So you've got the chalky Killian Hayes play. Like I said the other day, it seems like he only does good when he's high chalk. So I definitely would recommend playing him as much as possible. And, especially in cash and single entry, even in tournaments, I think he's still a viable option with everybody that's out for Detroit. I think they're going to rely on him quite a bit. His number is not too crazy high. He had 51 fantasy points the other day, 33.5. I definitely think he can get to that. With Giannis out, I think he's going to be out. Brook Lopez, more than 31.5 fantasy score. Like I said, he's been averaging around 40 the last 10 games. And if Giannis is out, I think he's going to be able to get that for sure. So he had... Let me see what he did last time he played the Kings. I think he had over 40 last time, if I remember right. $35.8. Okay, so it's a little close, but I still think he gets over, especially if Giannis is out. If Giannis plays, I'm not as confident on that play, so just keep that in mind. But if Giannis is out, I definitely like Brook Lopez tonight to go over 31.5 fantasy. All right, so that is going to do it for the Monday show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's absolutely crush it. 7-game slate tonight. I think it's a really good slate for us. The value between that and the low-owned Bucks and Kings, I think we're going to be in a really good spot, just like we were last Monday. So hopefully we can do a repeat of that, or heck, even better would be awesome. So hope everybody has an awesome Monday night, and Deb will be in tomorrow as we continue to look to crush it in NBA, DFS, and PrizePicks. Thank you.